Hello and welcome to the introduction video tutorial using the character theme essay prompt. So if you did not choose the character theme essay as your essay option, you are watching the wrong video. The prompt for this essay is: write an essay that explains how the protagonist, Hero, changes as a result of conflict with his dystopian society, Road of Trials, and how this change connects to the novel's theme, the crossing a return threshold. So, anytime I am writing an introduction for an essay, it will have three main parts: the hook, the bridge, and the thesis statement. Let's start with the hook. The hook is an engaging first line that grabs the reader's attention. There are 4 different strategies for grabbing the reader's attention. The first is a quote. This can be something that you find online or from a movie or a famous saying that you know that is both interesting and related to the essay you are writing. The quote that I came up with, I found online, and it's, "Change is the end result of true learning. Buscaglia." I always end a quote with a citation. In this case, I'm putting the author's last name of the person who said it. Another option is to start with a question. This should not be a boring question. It should be something interesting that grabs the reader's attention, but also be related to your topic. The question I wrote is, why do heroes in stories always seem to change? A third option is an anecdote. An anecdote is a short story in essence, or a mini story that is both interesting and related to my essay topic. So I came up with this anecdote. There once was a man who was jealous of his neighbor's lawn. The grass always seemed to be a brighter shade of green. Day after day, he looked over his fence and felt the pain of his own shortcomings. Until one day, he looked at his own yard and finally noticed its own unique beauty. But the lawn did not change. He did. The final option for hooking your reader is to use an intriguing statement. Much like a question, it should be both interesting and related to your topic, but in this case, it is not a question, it is a statement. So my statement example is, without change, there is no growth. All of my options here have to do with change because that is the prompt of my essay. We're looking at how the protagonist changes. So I decided to look at everything involving change. At this point, you should write your hook for your essay. I decided to go with the question, why do heroes in stories always seem to change? The next part of writing your introduction is the bridge. The bridge will hook between your hook and your thesis statement, explaining your hook and telling what the essay is about, as well as unveiling the specific book and character that is going to be the focus of the essay. You should write this as if the person reading it has not read your book and doesn't know anything about it. So, my bridge goes like this. It seems that no matter what the problem the protagonist in the story seems to be having, it always causes them to go through some sort of major transformation. So I'm restating my hook in a different way to help explain it. Now I'm going to introduce my book and my main character. In the book, The Hunger Games, the result is no different. The main character, Katniss Everdeen, becomes a very different person after being thrown into the life or death battle of the Hunger Games. The author uses this shift in character to relay a different theme. So now I have made it clear that the prompt I am responding to has to do with the protagonist going through changes and how that connects to the novel's theme. The final step of writing the introduction, and possibly the most important, is the thesis statement. This is your one-sentence response to the prompt. It should address all aspects of the prompt and preview the structure of the essay. You can use this following frame for your thesis statement. Protagonist, whoever that may be, goes from blank, their trait at the beginning of the story, to blank, their trait at the end of the story, which teaches the reader blank, whatever your theme is. So my thesis statement is this. Katniss goes from caring to ruthless, which teaches the reader that desperate times call for desperate measures. Now that I have my introduction completely written, I can move on and write the body of my essay, which will contain the three main parts of my thesis statement. The first paragraph will be about how she was caring at the beginning. The next paragraph will be about how she was ruthless at the end. And the final paragraph will be about how it connects to the theme that desperate times call for desperate measures. Now you need to complete your introduction. If you have any questions, please contact your teacher immediately.